So this is just going to be an audio, and this has been on my mind for a long time because citations and being cited is so important in academia. And yet, oftentimes, we read only to cite because we don't have the time. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that dilemma and how we can look at it uh, while learning a few games, a few tricks, but also being honest to ourselves, to the process of learning and developing ourselves as a scholar. So here we go. I wanted to talk about citations. So, in the beginning, when you're reading a lot and you don't understand things, but you're actually trying to get published, and you read only to cite, does it feel like cheating? Absolutely. Does anybody talk about it? Hardly. Is it required? For sure. That's what you need to do. It needs to be done in the beginning, but what we don't understand, especially if we are conscientious, we think at the beginning, oh, I'm just reading this quickly to get an article out. Yes, you're doing that, but there is a latent learning that is taking place if you remain on the same topic and keep continuing to read the same topic. So be patient with yourself, and while you are reading that, you know that material is getting absorbed, ideas are getting developed and fleshed out. Over a period of time, when you have published enough, you will also learn to sort out what are your ideas and probably go back to some of the readings back again. Remember one thing, there is way too much material out there than we can ever absorb in one lifetime. You will have to do the sorting and sifting yourself, sometimes with the help of mentors and sometimes yourself, but you need to decide that. The other thing I want to talk about is that don't feel frustrated, because in the beginning of your career you need articles if that's your aim. If your aim is simply learning and you don't care about promotion and going up the ladder, that's fine. Just stick to that, and that's okay. There are enough universities, small universities, where you could teach for the rest of your life, vocational colleges, institutions, and you could be a public intellectual if you want to. That's a different story. If you want an academic career where you're known as a professor, known in a certain field, you will need to have both things, publications and reading. And how do publications come? By reading. Do you have the time to read everything in depth in the beginning? Possibly not. But what is happening is that you are developing as you are writing. One of the suggestions I would have for people who have actually stuck with their PhDs and they have an enormous amount written and they don't know where they're going, what I would say is look at the articles, look at the stuff that you have written. Like it happened with me. I actually wrote my PhD, my dissertation almost 3 times, because it would be written about 200 pages, and then I would get told that it was not up to the mark, which is okay, and that's what it was, that was right. But it had such a long period of time in between that I would lose my confidence. Now, what could have been done was, during that process, when I was writing that I'm getting stuck, if I had learned to write one article out of it, whether or not it eventually got published, I had turned whatever pages I had into an article. Even if it didn't get turned out that way, the process of it becomes important. So this audio can be titled "The Process is Important." Okay, more later.